Novosibirsk stands as the unofficial capital of Siberia and is the third most populous city in Russia, situated in the southwestern part of the Siberian Federal District. Geographically, it is positioned on the banks of the mighty Og River. Of the longest river systems in the world, which flows from the Altai Mountains to the Arctic Ocean. The city sits at the crossroads of major transport routes, most notably the Trans-Siberian Railway, which was the primary catalyst for its rapid birth and expansion. Unlike many ancient Russian cities, Novosibirsk is relatively young, having been founded at the very end of the 19th century. Yet it has grown with such astonishing speed that it earned the nickname the Chicago of Siberia. The geography of the region is characterized by the vast West Siberian Plain, which means the landscape around the city is largely flat and dominated by forest steppe zones. The climate here is deeply continental, featuring long, snowy, and often bitingly cold winters contrasted by short, surprisingly warm summers. This environment has shaped a local culture of resilience and warmth that defies the icy stereotypes of the region. Novosibirsk is famous primarily for being a world-class center of science and education, housing the renowned Akademgorodok, or Science Town, where thousands of researchers live and work in the middle of a birch forest. It is also famous for its cultural prowess, hosting the largest opera house in Russia, which is even larger than the Bolshoi in Moscow. As a transportation hub, it serves as the vital link between the European and Asian halves of the country, making it a melting pot of logistics, commerce, and diverse migrations. Its fame also extends to its incredible zoo. Which is recognized globally for its successful breeding programs for endangered species like the snow leopard and the unique liger. The city represents a unique blend of Soviet-era monumentalism, cutting-edge scientific innovation, and the raw, natural beauty of the Siberian wilderness that surrounds its urban borders. Visitors are often surprised by the metropolitan feel of the city, which features a modern metro system, bustling shopping districts, and a vibrant culinary scene, all while being a gateway to the deeper, more mysterious landscapes of the Altai region further south. For anyone traveling across Russia on the Trans-Siberian, Novosibirsk is the essential stop that provides a true glimpse into the heart of modern Siberia, offering a perspective that is far removed from the historical centers of St. Petersburg or Moscow, focusing instead on the future and the immense scale of the Russian East. The history of Novosibirsk is a remarkable tale of rapid transformation, beginning not with an ancient fortress, but with a single bridge. In 1893, the site was chosen as the location for a railway bridge across the Og River for the Trans-Siberian Railway. Before this, the area was sparsely populated, but the construction project brought thousands of laborers and engineers to the riverbanks. Originally named Novosibirsk in honor of St. Nicholas and the reigning Tsar Nicholas II, the settlement grew at a rate that shocked contemporary observers. Within just a decade, what had been a muddy construction camp had transformed into a major commercial center. The city officially received town status in 1903, and by the time of the Russian Revolution, it had already established itself as the dominant economic force in the region. The transition from the Tsarist era to the Soviet era was a period of intense upheaval, and in 1926, the city was renamed Novosibirsk, which translates to New Siberia, reflecting the revolutionary spirit of the time. During the early Soviet period, the city was designated as the administrative center of the massive Siberian Krai, leading to a boom in constructivist architecture that still defines much of the city center today. The most significant turning point in the city's history occurred during World War II. As the German army advanced into European Russia, the Soviet government made the strategic decision to evacuate hundreds of industrial plants, scientific institutions, and cultural treasures eastward. Novosibirsk became a primary destination for these evacuations. Entire factories from Leningrad and Moscow were dismantled and rebuilt here in a matter of weeks, operating in the open air until roofs could be constructed. This wartime surge effectively turned Novosibirsk into an industrial powerhouse overnight. Thousands of workers and their families stayed after the war, permanently altering the city's demographics and scale. Perhaps the most visionary moment in the city's heritage occurred in the late 1950s with the creation of Akadem Gorodok. Initiated by the Siberian branch of the USSR Academy of Sciences, this project aimed to create a secluded paradise for researchers, away from the bureaucratic pressures of Moscow. This led to the establishment of dozens of research institutes and a premier university, cementing Novosibirsk's reputation as a global intellectual leader. Throughout the late 20th century, the city continued to expand, building a metro system in the 1980s that included the longest metro bridge in the world. Today, the heritage of Novosibirsk is visible in the contrast between the wooden houses that survived from the early settlement and the massive gray monuments of the Stalinist and Brezhnev eras. The city's history is not one of ancient kings, but of the relentless drive of engineers, the survival of industry during total war, and the pursuit of scientific knowledge in the depths of the Siberian forest. This legacy of rapid growth and intellectual ambition remains the defining characteristic of the local identity, making it a place where people look toward what can be built next rather than mourning what was lost in the past. Novosibirsk is home to some of the most impressive landmarks in Russia, many of which reflect its status as a city of grand scales and scientific prestige. The undisputed crown jewel of the city is the Novosibirsk State Academic Opera and Ballet Theatre, located on Lenin Square. Completed in 1945, it is the largest theater building in the country and is often referred to as the Siberian Coliseum. Its silver dome is an architectural marvel, constructed without the use of supporting columns, and the interior is opulently decorated with statues and vast chandeliers, hosting world-class performances that draw audiences from across the globe. Just outside the theater lies Lenin Square itself, the heart of the city, dominated by a massive bronze statue of Vladimir Lenin, surrounded by figures of partisans and workers, providing a classic example of Soviet monumental art. Another iconic building is the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, a stunning red brick structure built in the Neo-Byzantine style. This cathedral was one of the first stone buildings in the city and stands as a testament to the pre-revolutionary era. It was closed during the Soviet period, but has since been restored to its full religious glory, serving as a peaceful sanctuary amid the urban bustle. For those interested in science, a journey to Akadem Gorodok is essential. Here you will find the Mikhail Lavrentiev Monument and the quirky Museum of Mice, which honors the laboratory animals that have contributed to genetic research. The Novosibirsk Zoo is another major attraction, famous not just for its size, but for its location within a natural pine forest. It houses over 11,000 animals and is one of the few places in the world where you can see the cat's palace cat and the polar bear cubs that have become local celebrities. The city also boasts the West Siberian Railway Museum, an incredible outdoor display of vintage locomotives, carriages, and specialized rail machinery that tells the story of how the Trans-Siberian Railway conquered the vast wilderness. For a more modern experience, the Bugrinsky Bridge is a must-see. Its bright red arch is one of the longest of its kind in the world and has quickly become a symbol of the city's contemporary growth. The Ob River embankment is the favorite spot for locals and tourists alike to walk and enjoy views of the water, especially near the old railway bridge pier, which has been preserved as a monument to the city's founding. Cultural centers like the Novosibirsk State Art Museum offer a deep dive into Russian and Siberian art, featuring works that range from ancient icons to modern masterpieces. Meanwhile, the Museum of Local Lore, located in a beautiful historic building on Lenin Square, provides a comprehensive look at the indigenous peoples of Siberia and the natural history of the region. These landmarks collectively tell the story of a city that transitioned from a tiny railway outpost to a sprawling metropolis of science, art, and industry in little more than a century, offering a variety of experiences that range from the deeply intellectual to the visually spectacular. The culture and traditions of Novosibirsk are a fascinating blend of rugged Siberian resilience, high-level intellectualism, and a deep-seated love for the performing arts. Unlike the older cities of European Russia, the customs here are less defined by ancient folklore and more by the pioneer spirit of those who came to conquer the taiga. One of the most important local customs is the concept of Siberian hospitality. Because the environment can be so harsh, there is a traditional understanding that a guest must be warmed, fed, and looked after immediately upon entering a home. It is considered polite to remove your shoes immediately upon entering someone's house, and hosts will almost always provide you with tepochki or indoor slippers. In terms of etiquette, Siberians are known for being direct and honest. There is a local saying that a Siberian doesn't talk much, but they do much. This straightforwardness is often mistaken for coldness by outsiders, but it is actually a form of respect for one's time and truth. Festivals and celebrations in Novosibirsk are grand affairs, often designed to defy the climate. Maslenitsa, the sun festival marking the end of winter, is celebrated with massive public gatherings where people eat blini, pancakes, participate in traditional games like climbing a wooden pole for prizes, and eventually burn an effigy of Lady Maslenitsa to welcome spring. During the height of winter, the city hosts the Siberian Snow Sculpture Festival, where artists from across the globe transform massive blocks of snow into intricate, towering masterpieces in the city parks. In the summer, the City Day celebrations in June see the entire metropolis turn into a giant street party with concerts, parades, and fireworks over the Ob River. Traditional clothing in Novosibirsk today is mostly modern and functional, designed to withstand temperatures that can drop to -40 degrees. However, the heritage of the Valenki felt boots remains strong, and you will still find beautifully handcrafted versions in local markets. During folk festivals, you will see the sarafan and rubashka, traditional shirts, adorned with Siberian embroidery patterns that often feature symbols of the sun and local flora. Music and dance are centered heavily around the city's world-class conservatory and theater. While classical music is the city's pride, folk ensembles like the Siberian Russian Folk Choir preserve the unique vocal traditions of the region, characterized by powerful, resonant voices that were historically meant to carry across vast open fields and forests. The cuisine of Novosibirsk is a hearty, soul-warming reflection of its geography, designed to provide the energy needed to survive a Siberian winter. The most famous local dish, and one that Novosibirsk claims with immense pride, is Siberian pelmeni. While meat dumplings are found across Russia, the Siberian variety is unique because of its preparation and history. Traditionally, these were made in massive quantities by families and then hung outside in sacks to freeze instantly in the natural winter air. This cold aging process is said to enhance the flavor. They are usually filled with a mixture of three meats: beef, pork, and lamb, and seasoned simply with salt, pepper, and onion. They are served with a dollop of thick smetana, sour cream, or a splash of vinegar and mustard. Beyond dumplings, the region is famous for its gifts of the forest. This includes various wild mushrooms, such as porcini and honey agarics, which are pickled, fried with potatoes, or served in creamy soups. Berries play a massive role in the local diet. Sea buckthorn, obelpika, lingonberries, and cranberries are used to make mors, a refreshing tart fruit drink, or vareni, preserves. Pine nuts, harvested from the vast cedar forests of the surrounding taiga, are a local obsession and are used in everything from salads to chocolate, and even infused into local spirits. The food scene in Novosibirsk has evolved into a sophisticated landscape where street food meets fine dining. For a quick snack, you will find pirozhki, stuffed buns, sold at kiosks, often filled with cabbage, meat, or potato. However, the city has seen a surge in modern Siberian cuisine, where chefs use traditional ingredients like reindeer meat, mokson, a delicate Arctic fish, and fern shoots to create high-end gastronomic experiences. Traditional restaurants often feature a hunting cabin aesthetic, serving bear meat or wild boar to adventurous eaters. For a more casual experience, the local stolovaya canteen culture remains popular, offering affordable, home-cooked meals like borscht and shi. Travelers should also seek out the Central Market, a sensory explosion where you can sample smoked fish from the Ob River, local honey, and a variety of Central Asian breads, reflecting Novosibirsk's position as a crossroads of cultures. Novosibirsk offers a wide range of experiences that cater to both the urban explorer and the nature lover. Walking tours are a fantastic way to appreciate the city's unique architecture. A popular route starts at Lenin Square and moves through the quiet center, where you can find preserved wooden houses from the early 1900s, nestled between massive, Soviet-era apartment blocks. These tours often highlight the city's constructivist landmarks, which are internationally recognized for their bold, geometric designs from the 1920s and 30s. For shopping enthusiasts, the city is the retail capital of Siberia. Krasny Prospekt is the main artery of the city and is lined with high-end boutiques and international brands. For a more local experience, the Central Market, Centralny Rynek, is a must-visit. It is a bustling hub where you can find everything from Siberian herbs and pine nut oil to traditional woolens. If you prefer modern malls, Aura and Galileo offer vast entertainment complexes with cinemas, food courts, and hundreds of shops. Entertainment and nightlife in Novosibirsk are surprisingly vibrant. The city has a thriving jazz scene and numerous underground bars that stay active late into the night. Families will find plenty to do, starting with the Novosibirsk Zoo, which is vast enough to require an entire day. Adjacent to the zoo is the Danger Park, perfect for a peaceful walk or a picnic. For a unique experience, the Galileo Park of Wonders offers interactive science exhibits that are a hit with children. In the evenings, the area around the Pobeda cinema becomes a social hub with outdoor seating and street performers. For those seeking something more tranquil, taking a ferry trip on the Ob River during the summer provides a beautiful perspective of the city skyline and the massive Bogrinsky Bridge. Whether you are looking for high culture at the Opera House or a late-night adventure in a hidden speakeasy, the city's energy is infectious and far more cosmopolitan than many expect from a city in the middle of Siberia. Novosibirsk is a city that harmoniously balances its urban, industrial identity with an abundance of nature and outdoor spots, making it a paradise for those who enjoy the fresh Siberian air. Within the city limits, the Zayeltsovsky Park stands as one of the oldest and most beloved green spaces. It is not just a park, but a vast pine forest where locals go to escape the city noise. During the summer, you can rent bicycles or rollerblades to explore the winding paths, while in winter, it transforms into a snowy wonderland, perfect for cross-country skiing. For a unique family experience, the small West Siberian Railway operates here, a children's railroad where teenagers perform all the duties of railway staff, taking passengers through the scenic woods. Another essential outdoor spot is the Central Siberian Botanical Garden in Akademgorodok. This is one of the largest research gardens in the country, featuring specialized zones for exotic plants, a beautiful pond, and massive collections of Siberian flora. It is a place of deep tranquility where you can walk for hours among birch and cedar trees. The Ob Sea, or the Novosibirsk Reservoir, is the city's favorite summer destination. This massive man-made lake offers sandy beaches, sailing clubs, and numerous campsites. Locals flock here to swim, sunbathe, and enjoy shashlik, barbecue, by the water. The sunset views over the reservoir are particularly stunning, giving one the feeling of being at the ocean rather than in the middle of a landlocked continent. For those looking to go further afield, day trips near Novosibirsk offer even more dramatic landscapes. A visit to the village of Kolivin provides a look into the region's history with its old merchant houses and the beautiful nunnery of the Intercession. For a more adventurous day trip, the Martian landscapes of the Altai foothills are reachable if you start very early, though most people prefer at least a 2-day trip. Closer to home, the Berdsk Rocks offer a spectacular viewpoint over the Berg River, where dramatic cliffs meet lush greenery, providing some of the best hiking and photography opportunities in the Novosibirsk region. These spots highlight the raw, untamed beauty of Siberia that is always just a short drive or train ride away from the metropolitan center. Navigating Novosibirsk isn't efficient. Experience thanks to a well-developed transportation network that includes the easternmost metro system in Russia. The Novosibirsk Metro is the pride of the city. Though it only has 2 lines, the Leninskaya and Dzerzhinskaya lines, it covers the most essential districts and is famous for its cleanliness and reliability. One of the highlights for any tourist is crossing the metro bridge over the Ob River. It is the longest covered metro bridge in the world, stretching over 2 kilometers, and offers a brief but scenic view of the river and the city skyline. You can pay for the metro using a contactless credit card, a smartphone, or by purchasing a single ride token, Zeton, from the booths or machines at the entrance. For more extensive travel, the city's bus and trolleybus network is vast. Buses are the primary way to reach Ekaterinburg, or the farther reaches of the left bank. Many buses now accept contactless payments, but it is always wise to carry small change in rubles just in case. For a more local and sometimes faster experience, marshrutkas or shared minibuses operate on fixed routes. These are highly efficient, but can be crowded. You usually pay the driver directly upon entering. Taxis are incredibly affordable by international standards and are best booked through apps like Yandex.Go or Uber Russia. These apps allow you to see the price upfront and track your driver, eliminating the need for negotiation. If you are planning to stay for more than a few days, you might consider getting a Yarda transport card, which can be topped up and used across all modes of public transport, often providing a small discount per ride. For those traveling from the airport, the Express Bus 111E connects Talmachevo Airport to the main railway station, Novosibirsk Glavny, and the central bus terminal, running every 30 minutes. The city is also a major hub for the Elektrika, or suburban trains, which are the best way to reach the OBC, or the Railway Museum, at Sayatel Station. Walking remains a viable option in the quiet center, but given the city's sprawl, mastering the metro and taxi apps is the key to a stress-free visit. Shopping in Novosibirsk offers a delightful mix of modern luxury and authentic Siberian crafts, ensuring that every traveler can find a unique memento. The main shopping artery is Krasny Prospekt, where you will find a blend of high-end international brands and local department stores. For a comprehensive shopping experience under one roof, the Aura and Galileo malls are the largest in the US city, featuring everything from fashion to electronics and large supermarket sections where you can find local food items. However, for those seeking true Siberian souvenirs, the local markets and specialized boutiques are the best choice. One of the most prized items to buy is Altai honey. Sourced from the nearby Altai Mountains, this honey is famous throughout Russia for its purity and medicinal properties. You can find it in various forms, often infused with pine nuts or Siberian herbs. Speaking of pine nuts, they are a staple souvenir. You can buy them whole, shelled, or even as pine nut milk and oil. Local crafts often feature birch bark, barista. Artisans create intricately carved boxes, hair clips, and kitchenware from this flexible and durable material, which has been used by Siberians for centuries. For something more traditional, look for velenki, felt boots, which are often decorated with beautiful embroidery in Novosibirsk. These are not just decorative, but are genuinely the warmest footwear for a Siberian winter. Another popular choice is Siberian stone jewelry, particularly pieces made from charoite or nephrite found in the eastern regions. If you are looking for something culturally iconic, the Novosibirsk Opera House has a gift shop with high-quality programs and memorabilia. For a quirky find, the Museum of Sun in Ekaterinburg sells unique sun-themed talismans and crafts. Don't forget to visit the Central Market, Centralny Rynek, to pick up dried mushrooms, smoked omul fish from Baikal, or traditional Russian chocolates like the famous Alyanka or Novosibirsk branded sweets. Whether you want a high-fashion coat or a hand-carved birch box, the shopping scene here reflects the city's dual identity as a modern metropolis and the gateway to the Siberian wilderness. traveling to. Novosibirsk requires careful preparation to ensure a smooth and safe experience in the heart of Siberia. The best time to visit is undoubtedly the short but glorious summer from late June to August. During this period, the city is vibrant, the parks are lush, and the temperatures are pleasantly warm, ranging from 20 to 25 degrees. This is the ideal window for river cruises on the Ob and exploring Akademgorodok. However, for those seeking the quintessential Siberian experience, a visit in December or January offers a magical, snow-covered landscape. While temperatures can plummet to minus 30 degrees, the city is well equipped for the cold, and the New Year festivities are spectacular. If you choose a winter visit, high-quality thermal layers, a down coat, and insulated boots are non-negotiable. Safety in Novosibirsk is generally high for tourists who follow standard urban precautions. Petty crime like pickpocketing is rare, but can occur in crowded places like the Central Market or on public buses. Keeping your valuables secure and being aware of your surroundings is usually sufficient. It is a legal requirement to carry your original passport, visa, and migration card at all times, as police may occasionally conduct random document checks. Regarding the dress code, Novosibirsk is a modern city where people dress stylishly. In churches, modesty is expected. Women should cover their heads with a scarf, and men should remove hats and avoid wearing shorts. Avoid discussing sensitive political topics in public or on social media, as local laws regarding speech are strictly enforced. Additionally, ensure you have a reliable VPN and an offline map, as English signage is limited once you step away from the major landmarks and the metro. In summary, Novosibirsk is far more than just a stop on the Trans-Siberian Railway. It is a thriving, modern metropolis that serves as the scientific and cultural engine of Siberia. From its humble beginnings as a railway bridge construction camp to its current status as a global research hub and artistic center, the city embodies a spirit of rapid growth and intellectual ambition. Whether you are marveling at the massive silver dome of the Opera House, walking through the tranquil birch forests of Akademgorodok, or sampling authentic Siberian pelmeni, Novosibirsk offers a unique blend of Soviet history and forward-looking innovation. Its vast parks, the wide Ob River, and the warmth of its people provide a stark and beautiful contrast to the harshness of the Siberian climate. For the adventurous traveler, it is a city that challenges stereotypes and rewards curiosity with its depth, scale, and unexpected cosmopolitan charm. A journey here is a journey into the true heart of the Russian East, leaving every visitor with a profound respect for the resilience and creativity that have built such a magnificent city in the center of the wilderness.